So many people actually come up to me and say, why are you on stage during intermission? What's going on with the piano? And so some of you might be wondering, what does a piano technician do when we come onto stage during intermission after the piano has been played, say, for only 45 minutes? And a question often comes up is, can the piano actually go out of tune that quickly? And the answer is yes, it can. So I want to talk a little bit about how a piano is constructed and how that plays into actually going out of tune. So a piano has three different types of strings. And in the bass, we have wound strings, which are the core wire, and then they're wound with copper. And these strings are single strings and then bichords. And in concert grands, we have some trichords that are wound. And these strings run from the tuning pin straight down and tie off. So it's a straight shot all the way down. But then when you get up into the tenor area, you have trichords. And these trichords are very different because what they end up doing is they straddle to, one string straddles two tuning pins. So you have a tuning pin and the string runs down, goes across the bridge, hooks around the end, hitch pin, and comes back down again to a tuning pin. And so you have these two speaking links that then have to be equalized. The tension has to be equalized for that tone to stay in tune. Now remember, we have 88 keys, so there's 88 notes on a keyboard, but there are not 88 strings. So back to the trichords. And I'm going to show you up here how this actually works. So the speaking length is the part of the string that is situated between the tuning pin and the bridge. So we have a string that starts here at the tuning pin, runs up, wraps around, and then comes down to the next tuning pin below it. And once again, that has to be equalized on the tension. So one way that the tension becomes unequalized, shall we say, is when it has vigorous play. When the string is excited, that's when that can shift a little bit, just ever so slightly like this. And what happens when you have an artist playing very vigorously with a lot of passion, intonation, you have a lot of excitement on the strings. And if the strings haven't settled down or you don't have them well seated, then they can slightly shift ever so slightly and you can have a unison go a little bit sour. And so we like to come and take care of those during intermission. The other thing that can happen is the humidity fluxes in the hall can actually make quite a bit of a difference. And as I said earlier, the string runs over this piece of wood called a bridge. And that bridge is actually glued to the soundboard. And the soundboard is what moves up and down ever so slightly with changes and fluxes in humidity. And that can be caused by people in the hall, by the lights coming down onto the string area, and that can warm up and actually change ever so slightly a little bit of the humidity, and that can also cause our unisons to go a bit out of tune. And we like to say in the industry, they go soft. So whenever we have a few soft unisons, we listen for them during the whole first half, and we come out and make very minor adjustments, not changing generally the whole structure of the tuning, but just teasing those up just a little bit, and so we can have a beautiful second half of the performance.